Lesson 2, How Does the Violin Produce Sound? From Learn Violin Fast, Book 1. The violin can produce sound by either plucking the string or bowing the string. And if you watched the previous lesson and video, you know that sound is moving air. And the way that the violin moves air is actually quite genius. The string vibrates and those vibrations travel through the bridge of the violin. The bridge then acts as a lever and the bridge's feet vibrate, shake at the top of the violin. Fun fact, the violin has top, sides, back, neck, and scroll, but the top of the violin, where the F holes are, is responsible for 90% of all sound production. So when you pluck or when you bow the string, you can actually see the string vibrating, and those vibrations travel through the bridge, essentially shaking the violin really fast, moving air, creating sound. When you play open A, the string vibrates 440 times per second, or 440 hertz, and that is the standard A that we tune to. So the two main ways to create sound in the violin is to vibrate the string by either plucking it, known as pizzicato in Italian, or arco, also in Spanish, as Italian arco means bow, vibrating the string. Now, the strings of the violin there are four, are G, D, A, and E. So you notice how they go from low to high, and their length, which is measured from node to node. Node is a more science term for when two lines intersect. So the bridge and the string is the one place where they intersect, the string and the violin. And the second is the nut, right? So the length of the string is the same. And the reason the four strings sound different, low to high, is that they have different thicknesses. So thicker strings have lower sound and thinner strings have higher sound. So E string is the thin one and G string is the low one. So there are four strings from low to high. They are G, D, A, E. Now, if we only have four strings, there's many more notes. Do you know how can you change the sound of a string? There's two ways. Think for a moment, and then we'll continue our class. The first way, the way that you think about most likely changing the note, is we're going to change the length of the string by pressing our finger on the string. So when you make the string shorter, the note becomes higher. All right, played with the bow. So by placing my fingers on the string, I'm changing the string's length. So that is the first way and the way that we're going to change the sound of a string. But the second way is to change its tension. So when we tune the violin either with the pegs or the fine tuners, essentially what we're doing is we're pulling the string either more tight, creating higher sound, or more low or less tension, creating lower sounds. Right? So I'm going to detune and tune the violin, and you'll notice how by tuning and detuning, by changing the string's tension, we change the sound. The string now is very loose, it's a much lower sound. And then if I tune it back up, and I'm going to turn the peg away from me, I'm going to tighten the string. So changing the tension of the string is not really practical for making music, although it does occur in some special pieces. Overall, the only way that we're going to change the sound of a string or strings is by changing its length, by pressing our fingers on the tapes. So the way that we can tell pitches apart is there's high notes and there's low notes. And so on the violin, when you press fingers, you make the string shorter, you make the notes higher, and when you take fingers away, you make the string longer. Thanks for watching. Stick around for the next video. If you found this helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and comment anything that you find useful, or if you think of this in a different way that might help someone else. Thanks for watching.